Hey guys, just wanted to talk a little bit more about, you know, what we're all talking about. Charlie Kirk, great guy. Even if you don't like him, he was still a great guy. But apparently, it seems that AOC doesn't really like him for whatever reason. And that's fine. She's allowed to do that. However, she is part of the people that are pushing people to the right. So I mean, I don't want to call Charlie a martyr, but he kind of is. There were so many people that voted for Trump, even though it's so weird. Like, there were like 20 million voters that just disappeared. They just disappeared. Wonder where they went. Because they didn't exist. Because, they say that we rig elections when they lose and they cry and like, oh, they rigged the election. Yeah, no, you rigged the election. That's why Biden won. Who is basically a retard. And I'm trying not to say that word. I'm trying to use the word oxygen oxygen stealer. But retard is just so much easier for me to say. He was a fucking retard. We all know it. And they stole the election, which is fine. So then eventually 20 million, I think it was like 24 million voters just disappeared. And then Trump won. It's whatever. It's whatever. But anyways, yes, I've had a few beers. Sorry. Normally I say like, no, yeah, I haven't drank anything today. No, I have had a few beers. AOC, to me, is 100% canceled. Google her speech in Congress. Google it. Like, she tries to say, like, oh, Charlie, he was a good guy, but that's it. I mean, one, she's hot as fuck. I'm not gonna lie. I don't care about your political whatever. If you're hot as fuck, you're hot as fuck. And she is hot as fuck. But her ideas are. We're just gonna say it. Just for this video. Her ideas are retarded. Everything she says is retarded. We all know what the word retarded means. It's not like the 70s when they were like, oh, retards. I grew up in the 80s. We understood what the word retard meant. We never called anybody else a retard if they were, well, retarded. We understood what it meant. But we retained that word. And I'm sorry if it upsets people. I'm sorry. Tough shit. Like, free speech. Fuck you. I don't care. I don't care if you're upset that I said retard. Just like I can't get upset when you call me a racist or a fascist or a white supremacist. Now, I can get upset, yes. But there's nothing I can do about it. You know why? First Amendment, that's why. You can call me anything you want, and if I'm a little tiny bitch who gets upset about being called names, well, that's my fault. But you can do it as much as you want. And you know what? I'm okay with it. Perfectly okay with it. Honestly, like I said, I've had a few beers. I don't even know why I made this video. I really don't. All I know is that AOC is hot and retarded. And Jimmy Kimmel could go suck a dick. Because you know what he started with? He can talk about how misogyny is terrible and how whatever. You know what he started with? Girls jumping on trampolines. And an old guy chugging beer. And misogynistic jokes. That's how he started it. Yes, I understand. People can change. But don't tell me anything. I lost my train of thought. I said a couple beers. Sorry. Jimmy Kimmel was canceled correctly. You know why? And you might say like, oh, but it was freedom of speech. No, it's not the point. He spread fake news after we already knew who and what the killer was. He made sure to say that it was a MAGA supporter, even though we already knew who it was. You know why? Oh, it's because that's what he does. So that's why he's been canceled. So, if you want to cry about, like, First Amendment, blah, blah, blah. Nope. Here's the thing. Let's say I work at McDonald's. And I decide to call a customer a nigger. Free speech. I am allowed to call somebody a nigger if I want to. I don't do that, obviously. But I can. I can. You can. Everybody can. However, if I do that, guess what happens? I get fired. private company, I get fired. I get fired for doing that because it doesn't hold up to the standards of that company. I should never say that to a customer. Well, when Jimmy Kimmel decided to say that a MAGA person killed Charlie Kirk, even though we already knew who it was. Like, it was already published. We already knew who it was. When he did that, the affiliates for ABC decided, fuck them. We're done. We're not going to air his shows. And guess who owns ABC? Oh, that would be Disney. So fuck Disney. But it was the affiliates. I think it was called what the hell was it called? Like, it's not Netflix, obviously, but it was like something that sounded like Netflix. Anyways, that's who decided that his show was done for the foreseeable future. And then the FCC comes in and says, oh, by the way, which I don't agree with. I don't agree that the government should jump in and deal with these issues. Because we can just deal with it by ourselves. And by ourselves, I mean like within our communities. You know, like if Jimmy Kimmel says, I think all conservatives are Nazis. Yeah, he should be canceled. But the government shouldn't jump in. And that's a problem that we're having with Pam Bondi at this point. Because now she's saying hate speech should be illegal. There is no such thing as hate speech. I mean, literally there is, but go with me, okay? I can, like I said, I can call you the N-word, and to you, that's hate speech. You can call me a honky, which I'm not, because I'm not Polish, because that's kind of what it was, but it's whatever. Whitey, whatever you want to call me. Doesn't hurt my feelings. I really don't care. But you can say anything to me, it's not hate speech. I can say anything to you, it's not hate speech. It's not illegal when you go to the First Amendment. However, there are laws for threatening somebody or inciting violence. So let's say I were to say, and I'm not saying this, so Google, do not, and YouTube, do not look at it like this, but let's say I said, I'm gonna kill the president, or hey, we should all kill the president. That is illegal. That is not covered by our Constitution. Doesn't work that way. But if I call you a jerk, it's not hate speech. If I say, I'm going to come and kill your entire family and burn down your house, it's not hate speech. That's a threat that is not covered. We have to understand that. And apparently Pam Bondi doesn't understand that. She keeps calling it hate speech. We're gonna crack down on hate speech. No, we don't have to crack down on hate speech. We need to crack down on crazy people. That makes more sense to me. Crazy people need to be dealt with. And the left decided, we're going to get rid of the asylums because, it's inhumane. No, we need to bring them back. Oh, we can't keep people in prisons. No, we can. We could literally just keep them in there. We're already paying our tax dollars to these prisons. Just keep them in there. If they have killed somebody or robbed somebody, they're not fit for society. And I guarantee you, if you let them back out, they'll do it again. So let's just do this. Leave them there for the rest of their lives. And if somebody takes a life, they die. Execution, easy. And to be quite honest, I would be okay with public execution. Honestly, I would be okay with that. I want people to see that if you do this, you will die. It's kind of like tough love. Tough love. Kind of like spanking your kid. I believe in spanking your kid. Not hitting them, but I believe in spanking your kid. If you spank your kid when they do something bad, eventually they figure out, don't do that. If you start killing people on television and showing them this is what's going to happen, well, maybe they'll stop doing it. I don't have any other solution, so it's whatever. Anyways, have a good day.